Right, if you haven't seen it already, I've got a video of the first 25 creatures that I found, so I'd go and find that one first before you watch this video, but here are the next 25. This, and let me get all the weed out, I don't want to, it looks like it's pregnant.
Oh, that thing,
yeah. Yeah, so this is a 15-spined-Stickleback. It's the only stickleback that lives in the sea. Most of them live in either rivers or they live in estuaries, but this is the only one that's adapted to live in the sea. So it's the only one you find, and they're relatively rare. You do get them, but so this is a 15-spined-Stickleback. So you can see here, it's got like a row of sort of like a ridge on down it. You've got down its flank here. You've got different ridges of bone there, but really pointy sort of tail. This one looks like it's pregnant because it's got a really fat tummy, but that is a really cool creature. You don't find them, but this is the one I was after, and I wanted to go to a different beach to find it because I know where there are some, but never caught them down here. But this is a really cool creature, really unusual. They don't really grow much bigger than this, but yeah, this is a 15-spined-Stickleback. Right, should we let them go? See if we can see them swim off. They were just, it just hides in the weed. So you ready? There he goes.
or she, you know.
Or she, yeah, it probably is a she. There you go, it just looks like a bit of weed now.
Oh yeah, it does. That's weird.
So yeah, this is a common prawn. See, it's quite spiky on its head if you touch its nose, but yeah, these are everywhere, so they're an important part of the ecosystem, prawns, because they mop up all the dead and decaying stuff, and they're good food for everything else. One of the crustaceans that live in our waters. Oh, there he goes. There he is, in the water there. He's not that small, but here he comes. Hey, Mr. Lobster. Well, certainly, well, you know what, that's not a million miles off from being a keeper.
No.
But he's definitely out, but
yeah, not far.
No, he's not. You'd be surprised actually sometimes.
Yeah. Little claws.
Yeah. Yeah, it just wouldn't be worth it either. Going back for his hole.
God, it's funny, after I said that, didn't look like a natural pile.
Funny, you were talking about how many lobsters. I was sitting on one.
Yeah.
You got him out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame, it's a little one.
Yeah, he's not tiny though.
It's got small claws, but the actual size of it isn't far off. No.
Okay, so this is what is known as a brown edible crab. We in the Channel Islands, well in Guernsey in particular, we call them chankers. And the reason we call them chankers, I presume it's a Guernsey French name. But yeah, they're known as chankers over here. So this is a tiny one, you can see, compared to my hand. But they grow massive. The ones out at sea, obviously the ones further inshore, but it's actually feeding on something here. I wonder what that is. Let's have a look, see if I can pull it out. It's got something. What's it got? It's got some sort of what is that? It's like some sort of anemone or something. I have no idea what that is. Let's have a look.
You just stole his lunch.
Yeah, I just stole his lunch. I have no idea. It looks disgusting. It looks like a cat's bum. Look, I'll put him. He can have it back.
That
there you
reminds
go.
me of what that looks like.
It does though. So yeah, that's a chanker. Okay, this is one of the starfish you find over here. This is probably one of the coolest starfish as well, because it's you can see how quickly it moves compared to other starfish. This is a Brittlestar, so you can see how quickly they move across the ground there. It's really unusual. Most of the starfish you won't ever see moving. They move very, very slowly. But no, this is a cool creature. I think you get a couple of different types, but this is the main one we find over here. Yeah, it's a very cool creature. He's going to fall off in a minute. Here he goes, and away! There we go. He's right next to a porcelain crab, look. He's quite happy now he's in the water. Stop moving. There's a whelk here, but I think it's got a hermit crab in it. I believe, I might be wrong. Saw it moving, so yeah, you can see his little claws in there. They normally go in these whelks. See his claws coming out there. You get two types of hermit crab in our waters. You get one that's got one massive claw, but this is the normal one, I think. Anyway, he's coming out, look. Yeah, he's turned himself over. Back upside down again. Now here is this little family of rock gobies. Now we get quite a few different gobies. Most of the ones you're going to find along the shore are rock gobies. Let me just let me see if I can get you a better show of him. Now you can tell the difference between you either get gobies or blennies along the shore, and this is a goby, and you can tell it's a goby because see its dorsal fin there. Its dorsal fin isn't connected to the fin further back, whereas the blenny will have one fin that goes all the way down. So there's that one. There's a little baby one somewhere as well. I don't know where he's gone now. But yeah, so this is let me just pick him up. I don't want to disturb him too much. So yeah, you do get all sorts of different types of goby, but this is the main one you'll find along the shore. It's a rock goby. This was actually, normally you find them in water, and this one was actually in the dry. So, but yeah, so you can see there, that's its fin there. You can see it's separated from here. So that's why it's not a blenny. That's the main differences between the two. But yeah, cool little creature. Let me put you back in your little pool. Right. I don't think I was recording that, but we've caught a little squat lobster. Check out the colours on it. You get the I'll find the normal. You get squat lobsters all over the shop, which is and they're sort of like a browny olive colour. But you can see actually, compared to my hand, it's not not that small compared to it with a normal squat lobster. But that is amazing. That's such a nice coloured squat lobster. Well, that was me saying they were really rare, and we find two, but they are pretty rare as far as squat lobsters go. So this is the normal one we normally find then, Richard's found. These are the sort of olive ones. Actually, that's not a bad size. I think my great-grandmother used to eat these. And yeah, you can see how much smaller it is. You see, and they're pretty boring colour. Still a cool creature. But yeah, amazing. Yeah, but I don't know whether it was just because it was during the war, but my great-grandmother used to eat these. She used to like them. I can't remember what she used to call them. Okay, I've actually found one that's intact. There's loads of broken ones all over the place, but this is another type of clam we get over here. This is another bivalve, which is it's another type of Venus clam. I'll see if I can get the exact name of it, but yeah, you find all sorts of different ones over here. I have tried to eat a few of these. They pretty much all taste relatively similar. Some are worse than others, but yeah, so that's another type of clam. Right, so this is a good example of barnacles. You can see the they've actually got they close up to like hold in the water. These don't move on the rocks at all. They just stay in one place. They're filter feeders. You can see some here that are obviously dead where they're empty. But interesting fact, they have the largest penis compared to any other animal in the world, because they actually use it and actually mate with the one next to it. So there you go, interesting. But yeah, you find these everywhere, all over the place. Sometimes they fix themselves to lobsters and things like that. So yeah. Okay, so this is a different type of barnacle. You can see it's more conical than the other ones. I don't know if we've got some of the others on the same rock actually, just to show you. No, but yeah, these are sort of I can't remember what they're called, but I will find out. But yeah, that's another type of barnacle you get over here. Interesting fact that my brother just told me, that as well as having the longest penises, they have penises that have noses on the end. Well, they can actually sense, they can smell out female barnacles on the end of their penis. So yeah, interesting fact. Thanks, Lee. Okay, so this is a pipefish. So it's related to the seahorse, as you can tell by the shape of its nose. See? It's absolutely cool. And I think this is where its eggs are normally underneath. You can see its paddle tail. See how cool that paddle tail is? Mm-hmm. And yeah, the males actually look after the babies like seahorses. I think this is we get quite a few different types. Now I'll find out for sure, but I think this is either a greater pipefish or a snake pipefish or something like that. It's not the worm one. The worm one's got a bit of a stubby nose, but it's a really cool creature. You get them, they do grow a lot bigger than this. This is just a juvenile that's in the shallows here, but yeah, a really cool pipefish. So I think it's a greater pipefish. I'll put it in the video. You can see how look at his long nose sticking out. But yeah, really cool creature. I won't keep him out of the water too long. See his, what's this down here? Is this a parasite living on it? Could be. What is that? Oh no, it's just seaweed. Yeah. So this is a pipefish. Alright, let's let him go. Right, so this is a velvet swimming crab. This is actually a really small one. It's just a baby. But yeah, we call them in Guernsey, we call them lady crabs. And you can see they've got bright red eyes there. And they're really feisty crabs. You can see his mouth going there. Look. This is a male that you can tell because of the V in the apron there. But yeah, you can see how the back legs have been adapted here to swimming in water. They're like paddles, so they're really quick. They don't live that long out of the water, which is why we'll get him back as soon as possible. But yeah, they grow quite big. You can eat them, yeah, they're tasty crab, but there's just not much meat in them. Obviously, ones this size you wouldn't be able to take, but yeah. So that's a velvet swimming crab. Whee! We'll put him back. They like to be in the water. There we go. Hey, this is really quite an unusual creature. It's an ancient creature, in fact. It's called a chiton. They're much the same. They're a mollusk, a bit like a limpet, and they've got these 8 interlocking plates on the top. which gives it an ability to flex, but also allows it to stick very tightly onto the rock. So these ones graze on algae, just like limpets really, and they also have the same sort of homing mechanism. They try to return to the same place on the rock. They can do that. So yeah, don't see them very often, and actually identifying them is quite difficult. But I'm pretty sure I've got the right Latin name that I've put up. Okay, so yeah, this is probably my least favourite beastie on the shores. This is called a xantho crab. There's a couple of different types, or some people call them Montague crabs. You can see they look like a heavily armoured sort of crab. This one's only got one claw. Wish that dog would shut up. So yeah, this is let's have a look. This is a male. You can tell with all crabs, you can tell by this piece here, if it's sort of like more sort of a longish shape, it would be a curved sort of apron if it was a female. But yeah, this is a male. You never used to get many of these along the shoreline. You can see they grow probably to about this big. This is quite a small one really, but yeah, you never used to grow. They never used to get many around here, and so as a result, the shore crab, the normal shore crab, has sort of disappeared. Because as you can see, what's going to win a fight better, one of these or a shore crab? I can tell you these are just they look indestructible, don't they? So anyway, you find a load of these now. That's a xantho crab. Right, so this is called a strawberry anemone, and you can see why it's called a strawberry, because of these little spots. Obviously it doesn't look that impressive at the moment because the tentacles aren't out, but you can see the tentacles are in here, and when it's in the water, the tentacles will come out. But that's a strawberry anemone. I'll see if I can find one at some point that's got all its tentacles out. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me over the sound of that oyster catcher. So here we have, it's one of the prettiest shells we have, one of the prettiest winkles that we get, which is a painted top shell. So you can see here, it's very conical and quite attractive with these stripes and different colours. So yeah, that's a painted top shell. And then on the same, you've got, I think what these are, I don't know, you call them either purple top shells or flat top shells, I think they're called. Now the one that we get the most of is the thick top shells, but actually there's not an abundance down this beach. I'll see if I can show you one. Essentially they're all winkles. See, there's a better coloured example of the flat top shell. Okay, when I first picked this up, I thought that it was a sea lemon, which we do get, which is another type of sea slug, but this is actually a yellow plume sea slug. After doing a bit of research, I realised these feed on star ascidian along the shoreline, which are a type of sea squirts, which I actually haven't put in my video yet, but probably very often mistaken as a sea lemon. But they're out of the water, they just look a bit like a yellow blob, so it's not easy to recognise them immediately. All of these are encrusting sponges. The sponges are a very simple type of creature. Basically, they've got pores, and the water flows through, which is how they get the food and oxygen. There's lots of different types. There's lots of different species, all on the same rock here, all different types of colours. But yeah, they're all over the shoreline, sponges. Right, now we're on to a creature that eats encrusting sponges. This, I believe, is a white Atlantic Cadelina. Now, this is the first one I found, so I've had to do some research to work out exactly what it is. But these, yeah, so these feed on the sponges along the shoreline, and I actually found two that day, but I've never seen one before, and what an amazing creature. If you check out I pick it up here, and you see, look on the underneath. Got the feathery gills on the back, but underneath you see the body part's made up of sort of two parts. It's got this like skirt that goes around the main foot that moves along, yeah, when you see the top of it, you can see it's got those feathery gills on the back. It's really quite spongy to touch, but you can see that it's actually got two sort of eye-type structures. I don't know whether they're what sort of vision they have, but you could see there's. I could see it much more clearly in real life, but there's two little structures right on the front that look like eyes. But what a beautiful creature, honestly. I was amazed by these creatures when I saw them. So this is a baby plaice. So let me just get it out. You see here, it's got tiny little spots all over it. Those go bright orange when they grow up. So it's different to the sole. The eyes are on the other side, and it's more of a sort of a diamond shape, as you can see. Woo. Oh, there you go. Got him. So hang on, let me wash my hands. So on you see the top side, completely camouflaged to the sand. On the bottom side, you can see transparent there. You can see there's the guts there.
Yeah.
But different to a sole, it's completely smooth both sides. If you feel that, and actually you can tell it's a plaice because it's got little bobbles on his nose. You feel that? So that's soft, and then you go close to his head. Go close to his head. There, see, you feel the knobbles?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So that's a plaice. You don't really get many plaice in Guernsey anymore. I used to catch these off the shore when I was younger, but you really don't. You only ever see the juveniles really in the shallows. So yeah, it's a little plaice. So we caught plaice and sole. You do get other flatfish in the shallows like that. Sometimes you get turbot and brill, but they're pretty rare. So there you go. That's the miniature plaice. You watch him disappear when I put him down. Right, you ready? Let's wait for it to go calm and we'll wait for this wave. Okay, well, watch him disappear. Oh, there he goes. And he's just there. Disappeared. Can't see him. One of the worms you definitely would have seen, because they're everywhere on the beach, are the ones that make these casts here. So you can see here this is the actual the worm poo, and then you can see here there's a little indentation. That's where it lives, in between the indentation and the poo there. So I've dug one up. Not the most exciting of worms, but this is only a small one. But you can see here, this is what you call a blow lug. And you see it's actually spitting out all that horrible gunk all over me. But yeah, it's not the most exciting of lugworm. It's the only one we get over here really. In the UK, you get black lug as well, that you can actually use a pump to get them out. But yeah, this one, they don't have any teeth. So no worry of this one biting you, but yeah, so it's a pretty boring worm really. Basically eats sand. Again, it's quite good for fishing, but they don't last very long on the hook. These ones, the black lug, are much better. And there you go. That's a lugworm. There's two of them here. These are called sand gobies, and they don't grow too big, but you can see, look, see the fins on the side. Got quite big fins for sitting on the bottom there. But yeah, there's only a few gobies that you'll get here. There are some that live in deeper water, but yeah. So there you go, sand goby. Pretty cool. This one's only tiny. You do get a bit bigger. And that's your lot, folks. So I am going to try and find more, so it's going to be a bit more of a challenge to find the next 50, but I'm going to give it a go. So probably what I'll do is when I find the next 25, I'll then release another video, but it might take me a few months. So thanks for watching.